Hey guys, this is Nathan, and welcome back to Sky Factory 2.5. So I hope your day's going good, mine's going good, and I was thinking about what I wanted to do today. We've been working on Botania, and I was thinking I wanted to try to get some flight. Now I started looking through Botania, and the only way to get flight involves getting Elementium, which is involved with getting a portal to Alfheim and all kinds of stuff. We have to have massive amounts of mana production to be able to get Terra Steel. Then the Terra Steel gets passed through the portal to get Elementium. And yeah, that's not something I want to have to go through. So instead, we are going to be looking at magical crops. Now, in the last series, I got the Zavisio armor. This gives flight, and it negates all fall damage, so that is great. It also has a 96% damage reduction, which means most hits don't do any damage. So to get started in this, we need to make some essence seeds. The Minicio seeds. So for that, we need regular seeds and 8 Minicio Essence. I grabbed a little bit of Minicio Essence and some seeds, and we're going to make some of that up. I also prepared a space over here for it to be planted in. Now this is just temporary. What I would like to do is probably off to the side of the Botania Island, we will build an island specifically for magical crops. And also you'll notice I removed the sand and there was some dust over here. The dust marked a plains biome, and the sand over here marked a beach biome. I figured I would just plant it all to grass and make it look a little nicer. But we are going to go ahead and grab we need just a regular crafting table. Do we have just a regular crafting table around here somewhere? No. Well, anyway, we can go like this and get ourselves a little bit of the Minicio seeds, and then we'll just have to make ourselves some more here in a little while. So if I remember right, these guys are affected by, oh, that's neat, it has the little icon as to what it produces above it. That's cool. But these guys are affected by the watering can, so we can speed up their growth. I also have a bit more of the Minicio Essence over here at the mob spawner, and yeah, I'll probably make up as many of these seeds as I can, which, how did I end up with string? I have no idea. But, man, you guys are loud. But, yeah, I'm gonna get myself a little bit of this essence, and then I'll be back and we will look at what we can do with it. So I've gotten a little bit of essence here. I have 45, I've made a couple more seeds, but now I want to look at the very first thing that we want to do with these Minicio Essence. And the very first thing that we want to do, I need to grab an emerald. The very first thing that we want to do with these is to put an emerald and surround it by Minicio Essence. Now this will give us the Weakened Fusion Stone. It can only be used 256 times, but that's enough. So the next thing that we want to do is put our Weakened Fusion Stone, and then we want to put Minicio Essence on its 4 sides. Now this will give us the Accio Essence, and we need 4 of these for what I want to do next. So right now we get 1 Minicio Essence from each harvest of the crops. Well, we have these hoes in the mod pack that increase our harvest. So the Accio Hoe gives us 1 extra Minicio Essence, the Crucio Hoe gives us 2, the Imperio Hoe gives us 4, and the Zavisio Hoe gives us 8 extra. So that means we get 2, 3, this one would be 5, and this one would be 9 per harvest. So we want to make that. Well, to make the Accio Hoe, we need a Diamond Hoe, and 4 Accio Essence. So we're going to make ourselves up a Diamond Hoe real quick, and then we're just going to put these 4 Essence that we just made here, and now we can go back over to our little plot where we have a whole bunch of ripe crops, and we can see right now we have 21. We break it there, now we have 23, and so on down the line. So we're getting 2 with each harvest here. So we have effectively doubled our harvestability. And also, you'll notice, by doing this, we used no durability on the hoe itself. So that is pretty nice. So we will be able to get doubled harvests until we can get to the next phase. And the next one, I believe, takes the Accio hoe to make. Yes, so we just need to get to the Crucio Essence, which will be 16 of the Accio Essence with a regular infusion stone. Well, we're going to have to get into some kind of other essence crops prior to that. But right now what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to get this entire plot filled up with our Minicio crop, and then we are going to look at the next crop that we want to work with. So I have been walking around here harvesting the Minicio crop for quite some time, and we have quite a bit of it. So I have an entire stack of the Accio Essence, and it looks like almost 19 stacks of the Minicio Essence. So this is quite a bit of essence. I think it's time that we move up to the next tier. So the Accio Essence, the uses on this, we can make ourselves a few different types of seeds. We can make coal seeds, dye, water, fire, earth, air, and then we can make Accio ingots, and then of course we've already seen that we can make the tools with this. And it looks like we can also make nature seeds. Now, I was going to make the dye seeds. I forgot about these guys. So I think this is actually what we're going to be making, is some of the nature seeds. The reason for this is very simple. If we take a look at the uses on these guys, we get the nature essence, we can make mossy stone bricks, we can make vines, but this is the big one, lily pads. So as far as I know, this is the only way that we can get a lily pad. We can also make them in the phytogenic isolator if we have one. I guess we can turn vines into a lily pad with the mana pool with the alchemy catalyst. We're a little ways away from that. And there's a slight chance of getting them in the loot bags. But that is the main thing that I am going to be looking for. We can also get cactus. That's kind of nice. And then we can use it to make the regular infusion stone. And this guy will give us the next tier to make the Crucio Essence, and that's where we're headed to next. So we need to grab a few things to be able to make that. And I think we were able to use either melons or melon slices. I know I saw that we could do it with pumpkins, but, well, I don't have any pumpkins. I know we can do it with vines too, and I might have some vines over here. Yes, we do. Okay, so we don't even have to worry about the pumpkins. We've got vines. Oh, and it's raining. Thankfully, it's nighttime. So, you can get rid of that rain real quick. And let's go ahead and continue on with our crafting. So, the first thing that we need to do here, we're going to need to grab a whole bunch of this. So, we'll just grab it all. Why not? Okay, so we need... I forgot seeds. So the seeds are over here, and I don't have room for them. Well, goodbye buckets. Just so long as I remember they're there later. Okay, so we need to make ourselves a few of the Minicio seeds again. And these are going to be used to create the nature seeds. So first we need the Minicio seeds, then we need our Accio Essence. Now we grabbed 4. What am I doing only grabbing 4? Well, what I'm going to do, though, is I am going to sit and water can these for a little bit, and then we're going to go ahead and try to get ourselves the, Crucio hoe. So, yeah, I'm going to sit here and water can this stuff for a little while, and I'll be back in a little bit. So I got 8 of the nature essence put together. We're going to use our weak infusion stone and make a regular infusion stone. So that did take 1 use out of that thing, but I think that's well worth it. So I made up another stack and a half, or well, 2 stacks of the Accio Essence. So we're going to want to immediately take this stuff and turn it into the Crucio Essence. So we can take our Accio Ho, and we can surround that with the Crucio Essence. Now we get a new Ho, which has more durability. This one had 1900 to start out with. This one has 2400. It also gives us 2 extra Minicio Essence instead of the 1 extra. So now we're going to be getting 3 instead of 2. Yeah, that is pretty cool. So, yeah, just made another 50% increase on our Minicio harvests. So the next step is to work our way up the seed ladder again. So we have the Crucio Essence. We can take a look at the uses on this. So once again, we have these furnaces. I don't know how these work. Maybe we'll look into those later, but right now we're more worried about this stuff. So one thing that's always a problem in Sky Factory is redstone. So for our next tier, we're going to start out with the redstone seeds. We also have glowstone, which we don't have to worry about because we do have these energized glowstone cows. We actually have 2 of those now. We've got another one over here. It crawled in there all on its own. I couldn't hardly believe it. But so if we go back and take a look at the uses here, we have the redstone, the glowstone. We can also do obsidian, which we've been making pretty heavily. We have cow seeds. Don't know why we need those. We also have pig, chicken, sheep. We can make the Crucio ingots. Of course, we can make the tools again. We can make aluminum, copper, Certus, lead, tin, sulfur, saltpeter, amber, quicksilver, and nether seeds. Now, these nether seeds will probably be the next one that we worry about, but I think that the redstone is going to be the big one. So, much the same as before, I'm going to make up a bunch of these next tier seeds for the redstone, and I'm going to sit there and water can that stuff, get it going. I'm probably going to have to water can a little bit more of the Minicio crop because I don't know that we're going to be getting enough for the next tier, because we're going to be putting, I think, well, let's see here. Right now it is 4 each for these. So it's 16 Minicio Essence for each of these. So at the next step, it is 64 Minicio Essence for each of the Imperio Essence. So yeah, we may need some more Minicio Essence. We'll just have to see how things go, but I'm going to make those redstone seeds, and I'll be back in a little bit. So I do believe we are ready to go to the next tier. So we have our Crucio Essence here. We've got quite a bit of it. And we have 9 redstone essence. So we are going to take our regular infusion stone. We're going to put 8 of these around there, and we get the strong infusion stone. So now we can take our Crucio Essence, surround that on this, and we get the Imperio Essence. And once again, we'll take our Crucio Ho, surround it with the Imperio Essence, and we get the Imperio Ho, which now has even more durability, and we get 4 extra Minicio crops from this. So the next thing that we need to do is we need to get a little bit of this Minicio crop, or Minicio Essence, so that we can go to the next level. And as you could probably tell from my inventory, we're going to be making Ender seeds this time around. So you can see now we get 5 Minicio Essence for every one of these that we harvest. And you can see how fast this will go up now. So this was almost an entire bed of ripe Minicio crop. So I'm going to harvest this whole thing, and we're just going to see how much it was. And I just harvested one that was not ripe, and I just did it again. So that's unfortunate. Some of these, just did a couple more. Some of these just did not want to ripen. So you can see there's a few left. I harvested a few that weren't ripe, but just take a look at that. Off of one harvest, we got 5.5 stacks of Minicio Essence. So that is pretty cool. So now we need to make ourselves some new Minicio seeds, and we really should plant those, but we'll just go ahead and make 6 more of these. So there we go. And now we are going to make ourselves the Ender seeds. So that is this one here. And we need the Imperio Essence and Ender Pearls. We can only make one of these right now because that's all the more Imperio Essence we have left. But we do have enough Ender Pearls to make a few more, so what I'm going to do is, once again, I'm going to plant these. I'm going to let them do their thing. I am going to work now again on getting more of the Minicio Essence, because at this point now we need more of this stuff. And, yep, I will be back in a little bit. Well, unfortunately, I forgot about one major detail here. And that is, to get to the Zavisio armor, we need this Extreme Infusion Stone. Well, this guy takes another star and unstable ingots. Now, I've got everything else. We've got Obsidian Essence and Glowstone Essence here. And I have both of those. I went ahead and made up some seeds. We've got a little bit of Glowstone, a little bit of Obsidian. But, yeah, we're not going to be able to continue on to the Zavisio right now. But we could make the rest of it and possibly get ourselves some better, enchantments or something like that on it. I don't know. But we do have a fair amount of the Imperio Essence already. I'm going to have to just continue harvesting this stuff and, working towards getting, I don't know, all of the different magical crops. In the meantime, I think I'm going to plan out where this island is going to be for the magical crops. I'm thinking off in this direction. And, yeah, I'm going to get that figured out. I'll be back in a little bit. So, to try to help speed up the production of my magical crops here, which, by the way, I have made an entire another paddock of the Minicio crop. But to help speed this up, I have decided that we are going to take a look at the Ender.io farming station. So if we look at the farming station, we need electrical steel, machine chassis, a diamond hoe, Z-Logic controller, and some pulsating crystal. Now to get a lot of this stuff, the electrical crystal, the pulsating crystal, which takes pulsating iron nuggets, which is pulsating iron, several other things. I think one of these things takes solarium. We need the alloy smelter. So, to make the alloy smelter, we need 3 furnaces, 4 iron ingots, a cauldron, and this machine chassis. The machine chassis takes 4 iron ingots, 4 iron bars, and a basic capacitor. The basic capacitor is a copper ingot, either gold ore berries, nuggets, or the gold coins from Thaumcraft, and then some redstone. So I've got most of this stuff laid out here. I've got the basic capacitors here, the machine chassis here, and then right here we have the alloy smelter. So I'm going to go ahead and set this down here, and I suppose right there will be just fine. So we need to make ourselves some pulsating iron. To do that, we need ender pearls, we need iron. I don't have enough of it anymore. So we'll go ahead and grab some iron. We have our ender pearls. We should be able to drop these in here now and make a little bit of pulsating iron. So actually I think we might need a bit more of that. Now these also will take capacitors to increase their speed and increase their power reserves. But yeah, right now I'm not going to be making those. So we'll get our pulsating iron here, and there we go. There's the first one. So we need pulsating nuggets. So there's that. We need some diamonds, which, yes, I am just about out of diamonds because of something else. So now we need this. We need the pulsating crystal. So we have enough to make one of those right now. We need a second one. So we'll let this finish up. I'm going to make a couple more of those. So well, there we go. So we'll just quick make this. And there we go. There's 2 of those. So now the last thing that we need to make this, because I already have the diamond hoe and the electrical steel, but the electrical steel is silicone and silicone iron and pulverized coal in the alloy smelter. So I'd gotten some of this stuff from loot bags, so I didn't have to make it up, but we will be able to in the future. So we need that Z-Logic controller. Well, this comes from the Slice and Splice. So the Slice and Splice takes Solarium. Well, Solarium is gold and soul sand in the alloy smelter. So we have a little bit of soul sand over here from our whatever this is, sludge boiler, and we'll go ahead and grab some gold and we'll run that through. Now this is going to take a little while to run through, so I think I'm going to make a little quick cut here and I'll be back in just a little bit. So I've pretty well got everything set up here. So the next thing that we needed was the Slice and Splice. We needed shears and an axe for that, the machine chassis, a head of some kind, and 5 pieces of Solarium. So we've got that now, so we're going to drop that in here. Now, the one thing, I guess this does require tools, so we'll have to grab a couple of sticks so that we can make the axe, and then we need the shears. So, shears and an axe. And now we can get in here, we can drop in the shears, we can drop in the axe. And now to make this Z-Logic controller, we need Solarium, a head, a zombie head, redstone, and silicon. Well, the silicon, the easiest way to make that stuff is by smelting skystone dust. As you can see, we've got tons of it. Really, we don't have a lot of uses for this stuff, and so this is a really good use for it. And we're still picking up garbage from those stupid chickens. So now we need the redstone, we need some silicon, we need the head, and then we need our Solarium. And this should make us the Z-Logic processor. So we're getting pretty close to making this farming station. And I have never used the farming station before, so this is going to be something new to me. From what I understand, it not only harvests, it also plants. So that's good. So now we need to grab ourselves one more machine chassis. And the farming station we should have everything for now. There we go, farming station. So for right now, I am going to set this farming station down here, and I don't know if it has to be at the same level as the crops or not. We're going, whoops, that's not where I wanted it. So we're going to set this down here above the water, and I suppose what we'll do is we will grab one of our generators over here. I think that one will work. And I think we're going to want some Ender IO cables to run into this. But you can see this thing's got well, a fairly substantial whatever UI. So we're going to put our hoe in there and see if this actually works the way that I think that it does. So we give this thing some power. And we can see it is harvesting the Minicio, and no, it did not. It did use the hoe, but it is not giving us the extra Minicio. So this also is not reaching the full width of the farm. I wonder if we put a capacitor in there, will it go a little bit wider? Well, let's try. So we've got our capacitors here. We might have to go to the next tier of capacitor to get this to work. So let's try putting in a capacitor. Yeah, these won't even go in there. So let's just figure out real quick if that works. So the uses on these guys, we need some energetic alloy and coal powder. So the energetic alloy is gold, glowstone, and redstone. So let's grab ourselves some glowstone. Where is that? Right there. We have everything else, so let's drop this in the smelter here. So we need redstone, glowstone, and a couple of pieces of gold. And that should be everything. We need 2 of those to make one of the double-layered capacitors. Now these guys we can then use with some glowstone vibrant alloy, and we need 2 of those, and we can get the octadic capacitor. These are the best capacitors we can get for Ender IO. So we'll let this smelt up and we'll see what happens here. So I've got my energetic alloy, and this pulverized coal came from some loot bags. We could get it really easy just by running it through our pulverizer over here. But we're going to go ahead and give this a try now. A couple of things that I found out here just looking at this. First off, this thing has a base use of 40 RF a tick. So even when it's not doing anything, it uses 40 RF a tick. So it's a good idea to turn it off when you're not using it. Now this generator only puts out 40 RF a tick, so it's kind of pushing its luck there. So we're going to drop in this double layered capacitor. You can see now it holds 500,000 RF, whereas before it only holds 250,000. So that's good, but now it uses 67 RF a tick instead of 40. So maybe we won't put the capacitor in there, but let's just see if that will give us our wider range. Now I am thinking by the looks of it that we need the hoe in that thing. We want to go always active, and I don't think it's going to do anything without a hoe. So yeah, if we drop the hoe in, now you can see we're harvesting around the outside of the farm. And so yeah, it'll be one of those things. I think I'll just have to turn it off, let it charge up, and then turn it back on a little later. So we are using damage on our Imperio hoe, which kind of sucks, but that's kind of the way that it's going to be, I guess. Now I was going to try to ship the items out of this, but we would need some Ender IO conduits so that we could have power coming in and items going out at the same time, and I may look at that, but right now I'm not too concerned about that. We'll be able to easily pull this stuff out. So the last thing that I want to try out here is these growth pulsers from Magical Crops. Now these take Minicio blocks, which each one of these is 9 Minicio essence. It takes stone, and it takes a diamond for each one. So yeah, this is really expensive, but from what I understand, not only do these make things grow faster, they also can be stacked. So if we find where our farm is here, and okay, I can see the water dripping here, so that would be my first clue. So that block is the one that has the water, so we don't want to mess with that one. But what we want here, we want these growth pulsers to go underneath here. And can we reach up there? There we go. So these things are supposed to be able to stack, and it's basically as far down as you go is how much they are going to pulse the growth of the crops. So if we lay all of these out under here, we should be able to see a significant amount of growth on those 4 spots. So we'll go ahead and check that out. And I suppose for now I will just harvest these manually just to see what's going on. So yeah, those are definitely growing faster, but we'll just have to see here. So that one's already ripe. Let's go ahead and move some stuff around here. So I don't know if it's affecting the ones around it. It's possible that it is. But I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to just let this do its thing. I'll let all of this grow up and turn the harvester on periodically, let it harvest the stuff, take the goods out of it, and yeah, we'll just see how things go. I'll probably be making more of these for the other 2 farms here. And yeah, I am going to check and see how we're doing on the episode, and I'll be back in a little bit. Well, the growth pulsers definitely increase the speed of growth there, but I don't know if it is worth the cost of diamonds to do that right now, because we don't have any automatic sifting for our diamonds or anything like that. But yeah, I am going to kind of spread those out here under this farm. That should be fine. Either that or I might spread it out under this one. You can see I've got some nether crop here now because I'm trying to get some other stuff going on. But I do have to say that we are out of time for today, so if you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to give a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. If you have any thoughts or comments, leave that down below, and I will see you next time. Bye!